this, Kylie, and I've got to tell you that I think most of the paediatricians and the psychiatrists that diagnose this and prescribe psychostimulants actually get it pretty much right. And therefore, I think there's a little bit of a beat up by people who just don't like the idea of medicating kids. And they clearly don't have one, because if you do have one of these children, they behave in a way which elicits so much negativity at school, their lives become virtually unbearable. And the medication really does make a difference.
All right, well, let's talk about this case then specifically. And the court was told prescription drugs had severely affected the boy's development and his future. So just how damaging can these drugs be?
Well, the court was told this by a psychologist who, with the greatest respect to my profession, don't actually have the qualifications to make that judgment. There is no question that there are some side effects of this medication, and they are usually insomnia and difficulty trying to digest food. Sometimes they can go off their food, have appetite problems. What I would say to you is those side effects are much better than the problems that these kids have with ADHD. And again, I just invite any of the viewers to SMS you and tell you their story about this, because honestly I think this is a very, very dangerous story. We mustn't turn people off this medication. It does work.
OK, clearly in this case though they did get it wrong, didn't they? How closely should schools and GPs and parents work together to try and get to the bottom of this?
Well, you can only do it by working together. The diagnosis is a complex process, and usually the parents tend not to have that much objectivity. So probably my greatest source of information when I'm looking at this issue is not only the behavioural paediatrician, the psychiatrist, but also the school teachers who are able to make a comparison between how does this kid's behaviour compare with similar kids of the same age.
All right, Doc, thanks for joining us this morning.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Michael.
Good to talk to you. And let us know your experiences with ADHD and Ritalin. Email the chat room. It's yahoo7.com.au/morning.
Shifting focus now, and she's a woman of many talents. Delta Goodrem has already proved she can sing and act, but now she's added another skill to the resume.
Yeah, she was invited to New York Fashion Week for her music, but just one look at the stunner and the organisers were begging Delta to strut her stuff there on the catwalk.
And it's not just Delta putting the Aussie stamp on New York Fashion Week. Here to tell us more is Aussie expat Kathryn Eisman. Morning to you, Kathryn. You've been to a few Fashion Week functions. Are the Aussies absolutely everywhere?
Oh, it's an Aussie invasion everywhere you go, from the models. I mean, opening one of the shows for Diane von Furstenberg, a huge show. We've got two models. We've got Kathryn McNeil, who is a girl who has just booked huge campaigns for a Hugo Boss. We've got Abby Lee Kershaw, who's actually the daughter of AFL great Kim Kershaw, and she's also in the show walking in front of people like Uma Thurman, like J-Lo. Not so long ago, she was just down at Bondi hanging out. And then, of course, we've got the designers, unbelievable lineup. 5 designers are showing this year, and we've got Kit Willow, who's a fabulous, I'm so looking forward to seeing her show, some incredible dresses. And then we've also got a wonderful, wonderful designer, Tony Matichewski, who's known for his kind of over-the-top creations. He's showing as well. And we have Alice McCall, who's this incredible designer who is really kind of fresh and very Australian. So we're really representing. And in the front row, we've got someone like Melissa George sitting there with, you know, the biggest names in Hollywood. So we're not doing too badly.
Yeah, really putting up a big fight over there.
Pretty incredible.
Hey, what is it, do you think, that Australian fashion, why is it doing so very well overseas?
It's such a good question. I mean, in the past, people kind of looked down their nose at Australian fashion, and we're really being embraced, more so this year than ever before. And I think it's actually that Australia has this really fresh, kind of easygoing perspective. You know, we've got a lot of colours and dresses, and it's kind of relaxed and easygoing, and that's actually what's the look for fashion this season. So Australia maybe not following, maybe we're leading the way.
Whoa.
We're talking about Delta Goodrem. It looks like she's well and truly cracked the US market. Can you tell us, Kathryn, what are the Americans saying about Delta over there?
I know, Delta the model. Is there anything this girl can't do? Well, she was actually, you know, meant to just have her song in one of the shows, and they saw her. She's a pretty beautiful girl and said, walk for us. So, you know, it's kind of fun. A little time ago, no one knew who Delta was, which is kind of hard to believe as an Australian. And now you turn on the TV and you hear kind of promos for her album. And of course, she's joined up with Olivia Newton-John, who is still a darling over here. So, you know, Delta, the model, the singer, there's everything, you know. Delta's probably going to be a huge name over here, and I'd be thrilled if that happens, and it looks like it certainly is.
Yeah, hey, the CV's looking pretty good at this stage. Kathryn, thanks for keeping an eye on all things Aussie stateside for us. Thanks a lot.
Great to represent. Have a great day.
Represent, see? Now you're talking girlfriend, represent. Ahead for you on the show, the stars attacked by their own fans, plus why brides are turning to Botox to look picture perfect for that big day.
But next, just who is that love song about? We'll ask Sarah Bareilles after the break.
Tell me it's make or break in this. If you're on your way, I'm not gonna urge you to stay.
It stunned Sydney. A car mounts a Kogarah footpath and ploughs into pedestrians. A moment that devastated so many lives.
A beautiful young girl died.
For the first time, you're part of the investigation to find out why. New Crash Investigation Unit. Tonight, 7:30. Then at 8.
Good luck.
Could a double lung transplant give her a second chance at life? A special medical emergency. Tonight, after Crash Investigation Unit.
Space, a stylish new look, and Subaru's renowned symmetrical all-wheel drive. The new Subaru Forester, a beautiful drive. If you knew, you'd be in a Subaru.
Pantene conditioners grant you 7 hair wishes. The rich pro-vitamin formula will make dry hair more nourished in only 1 week. That's just one of 7 wishes granted with Pantene conditioners. Shine.
If you're going to give them something from your childhood, give them something good. Give them Cottage Jam.